Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats. Back in the West End in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, it's Christian Slater, Sassy Lassie Lauren Laverne, and their captain, Sean Lack. And facing them tonight, Viva Las Johnny Vegas, Funny Man Rob Rouse, and their captain, Dave Spikey. Now, here's your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, there will be an estimated 1.6 billion people in India by the year 2050? Good news if you're trying to get hold of directory inquiries. Half of Britain's school children don't know where ham comes from. Birmingham? And 40% of women never play any sport, despite the fact they're told in numerous adverts they can swim, cycle and roller skate with a Dalmatian once a month. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Dave, Johnny, Rob, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Snow. The worst blizzards in Scotland for 10 years or something. 5,000 houses without power, wasn't it? Glasgow airport shut. That called a bloke in Glasgow with a coat on. That cold. There is a serious message, because it is cold. If you know an old person lives near you, on their own, nip round, pop in, you know, use their heating. They get an allowance off the government.
Do people really talk about the snow, though?
Oh, yeah.
Ring up north. They're all talking about it up there.
Christian, have you got any idea what's going on?
I can't understand a word they're saying. Straight up.
Even me?
I just need your PIN number.
All right.
For a good cause.
Okay.
We love the snow in the north, though, don't we? Actually love the snow. As soon as it comes down, we're out there, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Come again?
We love the snow. We love the snow.
The Pope's coming.
No, we're not moving on to that until we've covered snow.
It's white. It's basically a hard version of rain. I when he passed me test 5 months ago, I didn't know you had to take it off the windscreen. To me, it was a magical adventure into Narnia.
Let's have a look and see if snow is one of the top 5 talking points this week. Yes, it is!
Hey. So excited.
Yes, everyone's been talking about the cold weather bringing parts of the country to a standstill this week. During the cold snap, gas prices have more than doubled. On the upside, it looks like the pension crisis might be over. Sean, Christian, Slater and Lauren Laverne, what have the nation been talking about?
Let's see, the Garrick Theatre, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know.
I think they've been talking about the scandal of the Labour Party selling peerages for cash. Selling peerages, which is, I think, it's very strange, is that selling membership to a club which they've said they're going to disband quite soon. Which seems a bit stupid. Do you want to join our club? Yeah, we are getting rid of it quite soon.
You could be Sir Christian Slater for 10 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
That's all it
about
costs.
$1 million. It's about $1 million.
It's about $1 million. Oh, forget it.
Well, I thought about doing that. I thought about doing that because you could take out, you could borrow £1 million, lend it to the Labour Party at the same interest rate you're paying, right? And then you're a lord, and when the bank phone up for the money, you go, do you have any idea who you're speaking to?
£500,000 Michael Flatley paid just to be Lord of the Dance. If he'd have paid a bit more, he could have used his arms. He didn't pay enough, that's it.
Well, let's have a look and see whether Labour selling peerages is one of the top 5 stories this week. Yes, it is. Yes, Labour have been accused of selling peerages by exploiting a loophole where they accept loans instead of donations. They've been defended by a number of leading peers, Baroness Claims Direct, Sir Ocean Finance and the Earl of Cornhill. But most embarrassingly by Lord Archer. Christian Slater, how are you?
I'm damn good, mate! Very good,
What's he on about?
I don't know!
Can't understand every word he's saying.
Dave, with Rob. Johnny, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Is it anything to do with this Sir Ian Blair fella? Is he the chief of the Metropolitan Police who's apparently he got caught illegally taping a conversation he was having about the illegality of taping phone conversations because he likes to tape stuff. Because usually if you ring him up, he kind of says, "Hi, it's Ian Blair. I should warn you that this conversation is being taped for quality control and training purposes." Shoot.
You've got to get permission.
If you're filming them, you definitely need permission, yeah. Especially if it's with a thermal imaging camera. I know exactly your body temperature now.
Even at Blackpool, when you got off with the right quirky lass, ruins the mood.
When you finish with a quirky
See that teddy bear with the massive eye?
Christian, do you think people should be allowed to tape phone calls?
To tape phone calls?
Yeah.
Is that what you guys were talking about?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, there's certain conversations I wish I had taped in my life.
Which conversations do you wish you'd take?
Well, they're, little private, quiet conversations that I wish... they're distant memories now, and I really enjoyed them when I was having them, so... maybe she taped them. I don't know.
I wish I'd taped... The other day I ordered a pizza. I wish I'd taped the conversation. Because I said, no olives. It turns out it's got olives in it. I said no olives. He said, no, you didn't say that, mate. If I taped it,
Yeah.
I could have got it and
know what
rubbed it in
I
his
said.
face.
Yeah. I think everything should be taped, though. I'm taping now. It's good.
Get that in a teddy bear's head and come to Blackpool.
I was wondering whether, if you're on the phone to someone and you're not taping it, but you're doing a doodle of them, do you have to tell them? It's been a bad week for the Blairs, hasn't it? Because Tony Blair got defeated in the Commons, Ian Blair, and apparently Lionel got his tie in his soup. So... Christian, do you know who Lionel Blair is?
Love him like a brother.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who Tony Blair is. Leave Lionel out.
I just got here. I mean, I've been rehearsing this play for the last 2 weeks, so I've just been working on my lines pretty much. I've missed a lot of news. But...
And you're playing a mental person in this play, are you?
Yeah, mental. Hey, yeah.
Maybe you could learn something.
I'm watching, buddy. I'm watching. Yeah.
I like a shorter version of the Indian.
You are, yeah. Say this. Say, McMurphy, make me big again.
This is your chance.
That's great.
McMurphy. Make me big again.
It's nearly, you wrote half a foot already. We can just do the whole play right here.
I can be the nurse and all. Go and just strangle me. I'm really good at running out of breath.
In your boots.
No!
You bitch!
He's asking something.
Look at that, he's brilliant.
I can tell you two are going to be friends. We were, before the interlude, we were talking about the police chief Ian Blair taping phone conversations. Let's have a look and see if it's in the top 5. Yes, it is, the top story. 53% of people were talking about Chief Police Commissioner Sir Ian Blair secretly taping phone conversations. Ian Blair now answers his phone by saying, "You have the right to remain silent, but could you just give me something for level?" Sean's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
The ex-president of Yugoslavia, Slobodan Milosevic.
Slobodan Milosevic has died.
He died alone and friendless in an empty cell, aged 64. I love a happy ending, don't you?
They said, he managed to escape justice very craftily by dying. You crafty devil. I know how to get off this one.
You think Saddam Hussein's thinking, hey, that's an idea.
It's a shame that Slobodan Milosevic died, because we could have got them together and, sent them on tour, the Caged Dictators tour.
Would have been a bit like King Kong in New York.
Yeah.
Just a big theatre, they open up, but don't be scared.
They're burying him in Belgrade now, aren't they? But they were trying to work out whether they were going to bury him on Heroes Parade or something.
Yeah, the Avenue of Heroes.
That's right, which is...
They had a big debate as to whether to bury him on the Avenue of Heroes.
Yeah,
I imagine that should have been the shortest debate in the world ever. Shall we bury him on the Avenue of Heroes? No. The weird thing is, they are.
Dave, I want me depth. I don't want to it's like being you now.
Fish out of water.
Slobodan Milosevic, Vegas.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Oh, Slobodan.
Again, go on.
Say it again.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Slobodan Milosevic. I'm not taking piss, I'm trying.
Okay, all right. Look into my eyes, just concentrate. Slobodan Milosevic.
Break it down for me.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Near enough. Slobodan Milosevic, let's have a look and see whether he's one of the big stories this week.
Hey.
Yes, the fourth most talked about thing this week was the death of Slobodan Milosevic. OK, there's one more thing to get in the top 5. Fingers on buzzers. Buzz in if you think you know what the nation have been talking about.
Is it everyone's talking about Basic Instinct 2 with Sharon Stone, which is apparently going to be even sexier than the first one when she showed off in Nancy. And it's now going to be like looking at an old badger running into the woods.
Bill Oddie's going to go wild for this movie. Is that a badger running into the woods? Were you at the premiere last night, Christian?
Yes, I was.
Go on, how was it?
Honestly, she looks great.
She does look brilliant for her age.
Somehow, she was pretty hot.
Is this the one Stan Collymore in?
Yes, Stan Collymore is in the opening sequence.
He's good.
Is Bruce Grobbelaar in it?
Sadly, no. OK, well, I can tell you Basic Instinct 2 was not one of the major talking points this week. Fingers on buzzers, what else have people been talking about?
It wasn't, huh?
The pill. They've come up with a pill to cure heart disease.
Yeah, it cleans your arteries out. How can't they get the fat off your arse with a pill if they can get it out of the ventricles of your heart?
It's basically Sillet Bang in a tablet.
Yeah. Barry, what's his chops? He's got an out on his arse.
I think the consequences are, basically it's a slob's charter, isn't it? It means you can drink, eat, shovel pies down your face, sit on the sofa, watch Flog It for years, and then just go... I'm fine.
Let's have a look and see if the pill to cure heart disease is up there. At the end of that round, Sean's team have 3 points, Dave's team have 2 points. The next round is called the Poll with a Hole. We've looked through hundreds of surveys from past and present from around the world and unearthed some fascinating facts. Unfortunately, each statistic is missing one salient piece of information. So it's up to our panellists to fill in the gaps. Here's your first one. Johnny?
Oh, sir.
Is it...
Have you...
Get the answer straight
I
away.
didn't see a thing.
He can't read.
I can't. I'm an actor. I can't read. I don't know what it said.
OK. 76% of mechanics don't what?
Is it, don't agree with the consensus view that Ulysses is James Joyce's finest work because I actually quite prefer Finnegan's Wake?
Service cars properly.
That is the correct
Where
answer.
the hell did I get that? I'm possessed. Oh, no.
You're not having a point. Damn it. You're not having the points. I'm hurt. I've turned off the buzzer.
Okay.
75% of actors have what?
Is it a cape and a trilby?
Christian, I had one line in the film, I'm sure it will be cut, and it was location thing, and you get put in these little caravans.
Yep.
With chemical toilets, with the blue
Yeah,
water.
trailers, yeah.
Do you get them as well?
No, it's not glamorous, I know. No, I got one of those. Yeah, you got to pump it and do the whole thing. Yeah. It's
So
a lot
even
of fun.
Angelina Jolie, when she's off to work in the morning,
Imagine that.
Rob, surely you don't think that if someone's that important, they get a caravan and then dig drains for them, do they?
Well, you never know. You never know.
So I don't know. 75% of actors have a harem.
Have a harem, yeah.
I think you said a heron, like a big flying crane, like a heron. Like this is an ostentatious thing. Instead of a feather boa, I have a heron. You could probably phone up and go, get me a fucking heron.
What was the percentage again?
75% of actors.
Oh, it's gone. Had it been 72%, I'd the funniest answer in the world.
75% of actors have started their careers in a school nativity play. I only say that because I went to see my son. He was in his first nativity play.
Oh.
Where
Which
was
great.
he?
He was supposed to be Joseph, but he pissed about in rehearsals, and they made him the innkeeper, so he screwed up the whole nativity. I was so proud. He was the innkeeper, and they came to the door, and the new Joseph said, I've come from afar, my wife and I, she is with child. Is there any room at the inn? And he went, yeah, plenty of room, come in.
75% of actors have what?
The fake name or something like that?
Correct.
Hey!
Yeah!
We'll get some points from Dave,
75% of actors have changed their name. A lot of entertainers changed their name. Norma Jean became Marilyn Monroe. Reg Dwight became Elton John. And Paul Gadd became prisoner H39702. Have you changed your name, Christian?
No. There's actually, because my father actually has changed his name several times in his life.
Has he considered Vegas?
Vegas is great. That's the best name, I know.
The thing is, it can lead to weight gain.
So at the end of that round, Sean, Christian and Lauren have 7 points. Dave, Johnny and Rob have 2 points.
2 seconds.
Join me after the break. We will be finding out if God has a posh accent. Welcome back. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I'll give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Sean, Christian and Lauren, you're up first. Have a look at this clip to illustrate your statistic.
Jesus loves the little children, all the little children of the world. Red or yellow, black or white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. 'Cause everything is beautiful in every way, like a starry summer night or snow-covered winter's day.
That was Neil Martin on Seaside Special in 1979 singing about Jesus. Here is your related statistic.
Right, OK.
62% of people who claim to hear the voice of God say that he has a posh accent. Is that true or false?
Well, firstly, I'm worried that you're polling people who hear the voice of God. Well, it's funny when people hear voices. They always hear voices to make them do bad things. Never hear voices say, go home, do the washing up, go to bed early. Have a nice mug of cocoa. Really, I should be out killing people.
I had a voice in my head and it got bored with me.
Do you remember that, the Greatest Britain poll that was a couple of years ago? I read that they did an American one. Do you know who got voted for the greatest American ever by Americans? Jesus. Wow. Seriously, it was Jesus.
Christian, you proud American?
Yeah, right now.
I wonder if it's like...
Oh, God.
OK, true or false?
I'd say yes, they do.
Well, I can tell you you're absolutely right. It is
Wow,
true.
what a feeling.
62% of people who claim to have heard the voice of God say he has a posh accent. Fair enough, I can't imagine God being a Cockney. You nail my boy to what, you toilet? OK, Dave, Johnny and Rob, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
I mean, a bike's a bike. How do you describe a bike?
If you have a bicycle but can't really describe it.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't lock my bike. I didn't think it necessary. I just left it in my back way and...
And you leave your bike without a lock.
No one lock pinched it round here. Well, somebody pinched it, didn't they?
And leave valuables in your saddlebag.
I'd rather not see what's in the saddlebag. It's personal.
You may well lose your bike for good.
That was a public information film there about bike theft. Here's your related statistic. 16% of Brits would steal a child's bike if it were their only means of getting home after a drunken night out. Is that true or false?
I'd steal a pram if it was down.
You'd have to be pissed to even try and ride a kid's bike, though, wouldn't you, really? You wouldn't do that and all that, with them little streamers coming out of handlebars like that. You'll never take me alive, copper!
Johnny, if you sat on a kid's bike, you wouldn't be able to see the front wheel.
That's the beauty of it. God, and the posh voice is going, use your left hand and your right hand and allow gravity to send you home, fat fellow. There's a skip with a handy ramp. You can jump that police car.
This is like watching a breakdown.
What do you mean, like?
Dave, what do you think, true or false?
True. Oh, no, if they've got a little basket on the front for a kebab.
like it in 70 with a snack. The meat starts to bounce up and you can catch it like a seal.
Well, I can tell you, you're absolutely right.
Hey! We got a point!
Yes.
We got a point!
16% of Brits would steal a child's bike if it were their only means of getting home after a drunken night out. How are the drunk kids going to get home? Steal a car, I suppose. So at the end of that round, I can tell you that Sean's team have 8 points and Dave's team have 3 points.
Coming back with this.
And the winner is the name of our final round. I'm going to give the teams a series of opinion polls. It's up to them to buzz in and tell me who or what they think came top. Here is your first one. Kids' most popular excuse for not doing their homework.
Is it that they were doing their kids' homework? So they couldn't do it themselves?
What, you mean those teenage mums?
Yeah. It's one of the complex issues raised by children having children in this country today.
I was driving through an estate called Breakmate in Bournemouth, which is rough, and somebody hung a bed sheet out the window that said, "Happy 30th, Grandma."
Christian, when you were at school, weren't
Yes.
you in The Name of the Rose and Prince of Thieves? How old were you when you were in those?
15, 16, yeah.
So presumably you didn't have to do any... You went, oh, I'm going to the Oscars.
I still had to do schoolwork. I mean, I still had to go, you know, go to school and do all that. I had a tutor, lovely lady. She helped me out a lot.
Did you sleep with your tutor? There was a little glint in your eye that suggests that your tutor was teaching you a lot of things.
Thanks for picking
A lot of things you need to know.
Thanks for picking that up. She was lovely, yes, and I learned a lot.
Is it that they actually did their homework, but it was in the backpack and they left it unattended at the bus station and the police blew it up?
It's not that imaginative.
Is it, they've forgot it, lost it?
That's exactly it. I forgot it is the number one answer. There are various punishments for a child that doesn't do their homework, lines, detention, and a lifelong career at Dixon's. Top problem for chronic coughers.
They cough a lot.
Is it not being allowed to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Or even sit in the audience?
Is it sneaking up on people?
Is it...
You wouldn't get much work in porn, would you, Gabe?
Oh, God!
Pulling a muscle or something? I mean, you might pull a muscle.
It's not pulling a muscle. It's to do with... it's an aspect of everyday life.
Is it having sex?
Correct. That's the right answer. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Christian and Lauren have 11 points. Dave, Johnny and Rob have 4 points. Means Sean's team are the winners. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Black Book's Bill Bailey, brilliant stand-up from a bearded, babbling, bug-eyed lunatic. 11:05 tonight. Next tonight, how karma works in mysterious ways. The fab John Favreau in this one, and he's a mean... My name is Earl.